What's going on, everybody? Game 5. Game 5. I was going through a roller coaster of emotions in Game 5. And let me just say, first off, this is what my hair looked like as I was watching this game. Yeah. I feel like I aged 5 years watching Game 5 of the World Series. First things first, Lumpy's sick, and my wife doesn't want me talking loud, so that's why she moved him. Tip my cap to the Houston Astros. You once again shown why you're the best team in the American League, and very rapidly becoming the very best team in 2017. Oh, man. If you are not invested in either the Dodgers or the Astros, this was probably the greatest game you've ever seen. As someone who is invested in one of the teams, it was one of the craziest, emotional, saddest games I've ever seen. And not to take anything away, because it was an amazing game. I'm sure after the series is over, I will look back at this game and, with time, really appreciate just how amazing it was. But in the moment, I was sick. I was horrified. I was excited. I was happy. I was crying like a baby. All of those emotions in that 5-hour plus game. And let's start off with this guy right here. Clayton Kershaw. Pitched well the first 4 innings. Got a 3 spot to start with. And eventually we scored a 4th run. And I don't remember the stat, but let's just say that when Kershaw has a 4-run lead, he's pretty much unstoppable. Enter the Houston Astros. This was a huge game for Kershaw, man. Really big game. And I'll be honest, no matter what happens in this series, I don't think Kershaw can ever live down what happened in Game 5. That was his moment. He had it. The Dodgers had it, and they let it slip through their fingers. Such a sad game for me as a Dodger fan. I'm glad I didn't record this last night. I recorded it the day after because, man, if I'd recorded it after, you would have really seen me at my worst. And I didn't want to give you guys that. I wanted to calm down a little bit and gather my thoughts, because it's not over yet. Although I have to admit, it feels very hopeless right now. The only thing keeping me glued together is the fact that if you had asked me at the beginning of the season if I would take the Dodgers being down 3-2 in the World Series with games 6 and 7 being played in Los Angeles, I would take that in a heartbeat. I would not deny that. I would grab that and run with it. And yet, here we are. And right now, phone's ringing. Right now, it seems like a very tough hill to climb to win 2 games against Houston, even though it's in LA. But I'll take that. I'm going to take it and run with that, because the Dodgers can win 2 games in a row. We've done it numerous times. We've done it many times this season. Obviously not against the Houston Astros, but that doesn't mean they can't do it. And that's what I'm holding on to right here, because Game 5 pretty much destroyed everything I thought this series was going to be. Both aces gave up runs. Hang on, let me get that phone. Okay, I'm back. Both starters gave up a lot of runs. But at the end of the day, it seemed like the Houston Astros bullpen was a little bit better. Maybe because we haven't been exposed to them as much as we've thrown our bullpen at Houston. I'm not sure. That's what Game 5 taught me, is that I really have no idea what to expect when it comes to a World Series game. Anything could happen. My prediction was way off. They scored 25 runs. 22 home runs in this whole series. And I'm really just blabbing right now because I'm hopeful we win Game 6. But if I'm being honest with myself, I see Houston finishing this in 6 on Halloween. And I'm not turning my back on my team. I do have faith in them. But I am also realistic. The momentum is all on the Astros. And that's a tall order to have to beat them, not once but twice. And of course, we're only thinking about Game 6 because Game 7, anything can happen. But Houston looks unbeatable right now. We gave them our best shot last night, it felt like. We gave them all of our haymaker punches, all of our knockout punches, and they still kept coming back. They still kept fighting. And that is very scary because the Dodgers are like that too, but the Astros are doing it better. They are destroying our pitchers, and they look fearless. I can't say the same for the Dodgers. We look like we have seen death in front of us. And the Astros don't seem to have that look on them. We look like we're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel and it's dark. So that being said, Game 6, man. I'm hopeful the Dodgers can win. I am realistic, though, and I do think the Astros will finish it in 6. I hope I'm wrong. Please prove me wrong, Dodgers. Please go out there and play your hearts out and beat us. And beat them, excuse me. Do it. For the LA fans, for my sanity, for all of us, man. Please go out there and win Game 6. I would love to see us win Game 6, and no matter what happens in Game 7, I think I could be okay. But if the Dodgers can pull one more fight out of them and get this to a Game 7, I would feel really good. That being said, I do think the Astros take this in 6. They just look too good. And I don't know. There's a couple things I want to say to kind of pep up myself, really, because I'm sure there's Dodger fans out there that are like, we're going to win Game 6 no matter what. I'm not one of them. I'm hopeful, but I just don't see it. But I'm not perfect, and I just, this might be the Astros' year, okay? But two things that, well, it's actually one thing that happened twice. And I hate to reference basketball, but really that's all I got at the moment. The Los Angeles Lakers in 1988 and in 2010 when they won the NBA championship those 2 years, they were down 3-2, had home court advantage, came back and won 2. And LA has magic. Not Magic Johnson, but LA has magic. We are the city of magic. And if there's any team that can do it, it's the Dodgers. And that's what I'm going to hold on to going into Game 6. I'm not even going to predict a score because I have no idea. I just hope we win. I hope we come out on top. Dodgers win Game 6. I don't know how. But somehow they got to win Game 6, and let's get to Game 7. Astros fans, you've got to be feeling really good right now. And again, I tip my cap to you guys. Your team's playing very well. And it's a pretty tall task to beat Houston not once but twice. So I know what's ahead of us, and I'm realistic. So hopeful, and let's see what happens. All right, if you like this video, don't forget to hit the subscribe and hit the like button. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Twitter at AnalogKid81. Good luck, Dodgers. I'll be praying. I'll be praying. I'll be doing everything I can to be hopeful that the Dodgers can win Game 6. Later.